it's Lee from coloringqueen.net, and today I've got the latest colouring book by Klara Markova, which is Fairy Touch of Magic. Now, Klara Markova is a Czech illustrator and jewellery designer. She usually brings us one colouring book a year, and it's worth waiting for and asking Santa for. You can see it there up against World of Flowers. The cover is hardback, as is all the books in her colouring book series, with cloth binding, gold tooling, coloured cover and gold little foiling on there as well, and coloured back cover. These are made in Czechoslovakia and printed in Czechoslovakia. They always come with a bookmark. This one is an oversized bookmark, and it's already been cut out into a beautiful shape, and it's absolutely gorgeous, printed on a nice medium cardstock. And on the back we have Klara's previous books starting out 1 to 4, and this is the 5th book by Klara in her little fairy series. There's black protective paper at the front cover, and then we've got this gorgeous title page. Now, if you'd like to see a shorter flip through of this colouring book, you just go to the link below. On this one, I'm going to test out a few different pencils and Inktense pencils on it and see what the paper is like. So we've got our nameplate page with space there to write your name. The paper is lovely and smooth. It's a off-white creamy colour, and it's 150 grams of paper. The paper is the same paper that Klara has used in all of her previous colouring books. And the availability of these books is not as easy as some books because, as I said, they're printed in Czechoslovakia. It costs a lot to ship them around the world, so Klara generally sells them off her store and other stores on Etsy, and I'll put links below. And she generally just sends one shipment over to the US to Amazon. So if you're in the US, it'll be coming soon to Amazon. It's just not there yet because they're not printed in the US. They actually have to be printed and then shipped and go through customs and all the rest of it before they hit Amazon US. So we've got double page scenes as well as some single page scenes, and on each facing page there's a little spot there for you to write down whatever you fancy, really. It might be the colours you used, or how you felt, or the date, or anything you like, really. Now, this book's got a theme of walking through the woodland, and it's a tender love story, and it looks like that some of the characters in the book are getting married in certain images. And I've got to say, I'm pretty disappointed with myself with this book. I only bought one copy, and as soon as I got it and started looking at it, I could have kicked myself because I should have tried everything I could to you know, save up and get 2 copies. But one day I'll get another copy because it's just stunning. We've got sea imagery, so if you like colouring corals and fish and mermaids, Klara's got you covered. If you like things above the sea, so you like colouring things on land or little treasures, there's plenty of those things. There's fairies throughout and beautiful fruits. Every page just makes me hungry because there's always something delicious on here, which is great because you can practice colouring all of the different things that you might like to colour. So fruits and nature, fairies and flowers, gingerbread houses and beautiful china, and of course lots of cute little animals. So there's really something for everyone in here. Now, at the moment the binding's a little bit stiff, but my experience with Klara's books is that they do lay down once you've been using them regularly. And all sorts of gorgeous imagery here. I don't know how she keeps coming up with these, and I think actually this one is her best book. For me, it's got just so much variety of different things, but I say that about every one of Klara's books because, you know, she really is my favourite artist, and her artwork is the type of artwork that always makes me all teary, and I just think it's so beautiful. Look at this cat. I wonder if I could get Millie to wear that. And look at these guys. They look like they're getting married, and they look like they've got little gnome attendees at their wedding. So it looks so cute. Now the line art is a dull black line. These are hand drawn, and I guess Klara must clean them up in online Photoshop or something like that, because the line art is always really crisp and sharp. It's really easy to see, and she uses that dull black, you know, medium weight line, but very easy to see with lots of little texture on there. And the elements are all quite big, so if you have a minor visual impairment, you should find this book not a problem, because even small details you can colour wash over. You don't need to go individually, you can just do a wash. And then there's a lot of large elements on things, so again you can just use a wash over them if you have any difficulties. I love how that there's little images on these facing pages, because then you can practice before you dive into a larger image. So these images are usually based on things that recur, so mushrooms or foods or teacups or berries, and so you can practice on those before you dive in if you're new to her artwork. And when we see it like this, we know that there's a double page spread over the page. And she's really gone all out for Halloween. I mean, look at this creepy little bride there. And these cute little ghosts with little dresses on. They're adorable. And we've got our happy little witch here. She's bubbling up some poisons and beautiful glass jars to colour in. And our gorgeous bat that's on the back cover of this book. There's so many cute little things in this book, and she's really done a lot of pictures for like Halloween and Christmas in it. So here is another Halloween book. Someone asked me if I was buying anything for Halloween this year, and I said no, I'm just going to use what I've already got. And this is our front cover. Because books like this, there's always a few pages in here based on Halloween or Christmas. So I don't need to buy anything extra. I colour so slow to start with. And look at all these cakes. Aren't they yummy? The kitty cat's having a little tea party. She's having cupcakes. And then we've got this beautiful Christmas scene with all these gifts and sacks and a little sleigh driven by a chicken or a rooster. I mean, that's normal. And we've got this giant punch with a little gingerbread man and a little wood fire here. Isn't it adorable? And look at our cute little Christmas stockings there. There's so much in this book. Look, a whole little gingerbread house village. And our tree has been decorated with mushrooms and like orange slices by the looks of it. Or actually they might be those biscuits that you get in Europe. I think they are. Well, yeah, I think they're biscuits now that I think about it. In Australia, it's far too hot at Christmas to hang biscuits off the Christmas tree. Plus I'd eat them anyway. And look at all our gorgeous gifts. And this is the roof of the house. We've seen that on a previous picture, I think. But it looks like it's based on biscuits again. So you could basically do a Hansel and Gretel and gobble it all up. We've got gorgeous little bows and a sack here with a beautiful cake inside. It really is gorgeous. And in every book, Klara says that she makes these with love, and you can really tell it in every page. It's not a book that people are mass producing just to make as many books as they can for the year, and there's nothing wrong with that either. But the way Klara takes a whole year to produce a book, and She always comes up with exceptional quality. It's never filler, it's never boring. It's always something new from her imagination, and you can really tell that in every single book that she has produced. And as I said, for me, they just get better. Now this one has fairy doors, which are a thing with Klara. There's always little doors. These ones aren't quite the same as her previous fairy doors, but you cut these out, colour them in, and you can form little hinges, etc., and make the little doors on the page. I've never once cut out a page from Klara's books. I just couldn't do it, but I've seen people do it and it does look gorgeous. And we've just got a little page filler there on the back with our protective black paper and our beautiful card cover. So there we have it, Fairy Touch of Magic. Let's give it a try with some of the pencils and mediums and see how they perform on this beautiful paper. So first up, I'll try some Prismacolor. Okay, the Prismacolor is going on really well. It's lovely and soft and very creamy. I am colouring standing up, so it's always really difficult for me to colour and smooth it out when I'm far away and standing up. So once I blend that out a little bit more off screen, I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. So Prismacolors are working beautifully. Let's try some Crayola pencils. So the Crayola, this is from the set of 50 that I've got. So, oh, they go on very smooth. So that's the Crayolas. Now they're not as pigmented, obviously, as Prismacolors, but they're pretty good pencils and they go on very soft and smooth and they blend out really well. The other good thing about the Crayolas is sometimes rather than doing a lot of layers of Prismacolor where the wax can bloom and they can go a bit slippery, you can put your Prismacolors over your Crayolas, and that Crayola tends to provide like a harder surface for the Prismacolors so that you can come back over it and deepen it up if you want. Sometimes it makes your Prismas just a lot easier to work with when you do that. There we go. Crayola Prismacolor hybrid. So now on to the Polychromos. The Polychromos go on so smooth and so easy with this book. I actually haven't found a pencil yet that's not working well. So we'll try the Inktense pencils. Now remember, this is not watercolor paper, so it's not designed for wet media, but if you're gentle with your watercolor, then you know, not splash around too much water and whatnot, then it should be okay. But remember, the paper is not designed for this, and you wouldn't want to add too much water because it probably would peel, but we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to take a bit of orange and use that. And it's working extremely well with the watercolor. It's not buckling and it hasn't shown through to the other side. So as long as you're gentle with it and don't use too much water, and make sure you wait for it to dry and whatnot, just always practice on something that's not important before you dive in. Now, I'll also try the Holbein pencils. So I'll just try a couple of the Holbeins over on something over here. I can't see these colours really working with my colour scheme, so I don't want to do too much. I will try it on this bit. So they go on extremely well. The Holbeins are pretty versatile. I think I could have chosen a better element to colour than those, or better colours, but goes on really well. There's no need for a second layer with these pencils and for that small part that I was doing. That's it for me, and I hope you enjoyed the testing of the mediums on Klara Markova's new book, Fairy Touch of Magic. Until next time, stay safe and happy colouring.